What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today when I talk to you about SoFi, I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and why Monday is a very important day for SoFi. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. Starting off with data, beginning part of the week, it's going to be more technical driven. Wednesday, Thursday are going to be days that you really want to watch for. So you have CPI and PPI coming out both of those days. So yeah, those are the ones to watch for. Aside from that, there's no other Fed speakers, no other data points that's really going to disrupt the broader market. So it's going to be another volatile week because SoFi's technicals isn't necessarily looking the best. I'm going to talk on that near the tail end of the video. So that is going to be kind of the driving factor for Monday and Tuesday. Then you do have, like I said, these two data points, and that is going to most likely change the outcome of this. So regardless of the data from now until September 18th, there's going to be a 25 basis point cut, as I've stated. So right now there's a 70% likelihood of that occurring, but what is going to be up for debate, which those data points will really change the outlook and kind of perception of, is if a 50 basis point cut is justified. So right now there is a 30% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen with those data points. Even looking at companies unveiling their earnings, you have a couple big companies such as Oracle, Adobe, but none of which is going to really disrupt the broader market. You have GameStop, so of course the king of all memes, but essentially even if they do have surprisingly good earnings, it is what it is, right? And conveniently, Roaring Kitty did come back. I think it was Thursday he did his tweet, or Friday or whatever else. And then at the same time, 5 minutes after that tweet, it kind of shows that there was a abnormal amount of call options being purchased. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But no matter what, though, that's not really going to disrupt SoFi and kind of the broader market and stuff like that. Right now, the fear and greed index is under the fear category, so people's appetite for risk isn't going to be necessarily there. Hopefully with good data, that might kind of push to the neutral, but I wouldn't bet on it, in my opinion, of course. But there's only one thing actually planned specific to SoFi, and that is this right here. So SoFi to participate in upcoming investor conference. So that's going to be held by Goldman Sachs, held on September the 9th, so Monday at 11:30. It is going to be with Anthony, so it's going to be more of a fireside chat. So I don't really know the timing, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something along those lines. But given the nature, so it is a tech conference, it'll be a good opportunity for Anthony to really hit home that SoFi is not just a bank. And so I think, yeah, that might be a very good thing for SoFi, and hopefully it might incentivize some buying, because Monday is a very key day based on SoFi's technicals. So I'm going to talk on that. But with the data points, so CPI, PPI, just the broader technicals, you're going to see shorts relatively active this week. 17.69% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 185.19 million shares. Utilization 44.01, short score 68.87. And as well, I did mention that I wasn't going to bring this up, but you guys can clearly see that there is some subtle signs of manipulation that it's occurring behind the scenes. And as well, one thing that I just wanted to kind of mention, so shares on loan, you see it currently sitting at 174.17 million. Shares being shorted, 185.19 million. So math isn't mathing, right? So that is a very clear indication that there is naked shorting happening. So that's kind of weird if you ask me. So yeah, going back over here, GameStop is kind of the king of memes and all that other crap, but SoFi, especially, I've brought this up in the past, so this is a meme stock ranking. SoFi is number 6. So I know a lot of people really like SoFi, but clearly Wall Street is just seeing SoFi no more and no better than just a meme stock. And clearly, based on this, there is a lot of naked shorting that is happening behind the scenes. So SoFi, I don't know, there's more obvious manipulation that's happening with SoFi than a lot of the tinfoil hat people with GameStop. So I don't know, something just to bring up. Obviously, you don't need a trade based on any of that information, but still, it is what it is. Looking at the call option for the open interest for this upcoming week, with it closing at 7:01 last Friday, that means 5,000 in open interest is going to be kind of exercised. but 5,000 is kind of a drop in the bucket, so you won't really see any bump up in the stock price whatsoever. This upcoming week though, so expiring September 13th, you have 8,000 at that 750, 20,000 at that 8. As I've stated time and time again, typically come Monday, this will increase by roughly around 40% and another 40% on Tuesday. So there's going to be a very strong wall at 8 and most likely 750. So SoFi definitely has a lot of resistance points above it, so making it a little bit harder for it to essentially go up. And right now, with it at 701, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 656 is going to be that next strong support. Then you have 743 as the next strong resistance. Very wide gaps. And then, of course, you have that $7 kind of strike price option related pivot that is smack dab right in the center. So kind of just watch for a lot of these support and resistance points. I am looking at the 1-day chart as well. So this is very strong support and resistance. You can always move to the 4-hour just to see other ones. So again, that 734. So just take note of some of those kind of points right here. I did a video under financial journey all about options and some stocks that I like to really do options on, weekly options. SoFi is one of them, PayPal, Palantir, Robinhood, Lucid, many stocks out there that is very volatile. So as I mentioned in that video, if SoFi does really break below and kind of trend down first thing due to its technicals, this is where I will be selling 650 puts. So again, highly recommend you guys researching options, because if you really do like a stock and you want to buy more, sometimes selling a put might be more advantageous because it does get you a additional premium, buys at the price that you were going to regardless. So might be a win-win to some individuals. So yeah, just research options because it can be, like I said, very beneficial. But Monday is a key day because you do need 2 consecutive days to confirm a trend. And as of right now, or I guess on Friday, I'll move this over so you guys can see it a little bit better. But as of Friday, it did break, not only transitioned from the higher to the lower percentile of the Bollinger Band, but it is right below that 50-day moving average. And SoFi in that 50-day moving average, as you can kind of see, when it does actually break below that 50 and 2 days confirmed, it kind of results in like a 15 to 20% pullback. So kind of crazy stuff. Obviously, the opposite does happen when SoFi does trend up, as I've clearly stated time and time again. So this is going to be a very important day come Monday, just to see if it is able to fight back and stay above that 50-day moving average, or if it does completely just break down. I think at the end of the day, shorts know that as well, and that may might be their goal, possibly just to break SoFi down on the technical stance. We'll just have to wait and see and find out what they do. But ultimately, looking at stochastic, it is at 36, so arguably kind of oversold. You do see a bearish deviation, so red line above the white. A number of retail investors, like I said, have just been saying, screw it, I'm out, too much manipulation and whatever else. So are you part of this group? Did you guys sell? Are you guys buying? And potentially, what price would you re-enter back into SoFi? Would you be a buyer at 5? Would you be a buyer at 6, 650? What price point would you be buying back? So again, just to summarize, short's going to be very active again this week. Most likely, Monday is going to be a very key day for SoFi that will probably dictate exactly what does happen leading up to CPI. And then the options right now, like you have a lot of walls at 750 and 8, so it is fair to assume that SoFi might struggle to break above those key points. So might be a little bit more of another red week, similar to what I mentioned last week, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully I'm wrong this time. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.